As an elementary school teacher whose children have grown up, I was drawn to volunteer overseas in the summer of 2007. I traveled to Madagascar, where I worked in an orphanage and a school that were both started by a Canadian woman named Mary Sherwood. Well, little did I know that instead of an experience of a month, this would become my life. Madagascar is a poor country off the southeast coast of Africa, where 3/4 of the people live on less than $1 a day. They are engaged in subsistence farming and barely eke out enough to feed and sustain their families. As the rice fields are passed down through the generations and divided, each person's parcel of land gets smaller and smaller, and eventually is no longer enough. As a result, many people have migrated to the cities to try to find work. It was at a school in the city where the poverty really struck me, and so did an idea of how we could help. As I accompanied the school children out into their yard to play, I noticed about 30 children's faces looking through the little slit in the security gate as they fought to get a peek at what the school children were doing. These are the children who will never get an opportunity to go to school. These children are destined to spend their days on the street, taking care of younger siblings, begging, sometimes stealing to find enough to eat, all because their parents cannot afford to send them to school. I came back to North America with a strong desire to build a school for children such as these. I asked some friends and members of our church, and they agreed to start a committee. The Madagascar School Project was born. While in touch with people I had met in Madagascar, I was directed to a particularly desperate group of people in a village called Mbataranana. Here, the church was willing to let us use a piece of land to build our school. During the Christmas holidays, I traveled there to see for myself. There were indeed lots of children, but many of them were working. It was decided that if we could raise enough money, approximately $23,000 Canadian, a school would be built for these children. In July 2008, we took the plunge and started building the school. With $17,000 in the bank, we prayed that we would be able to fundraise enough to finish the school and operate Luvasu, School of Good Inheritance. We were to have 2 classrooms. Since a teacher's salary is about $50 a month, a Malagasy teacher and I would each take a class, and I would have a translator to help me, as the children speak only their native tongue of Malagasy. In preparation for the building process, the foundation stones first had to be smashed off the rocks in the area, carted down to the site, and laid in place. Cement bags were purchased, but most everything else came from the local environment and labor of the people. The sand needed for the cement was recovered from the streams. The bricks were made in the rice fields, and the laborers, working barefoot, ate and slept there on site for 3 months. October 14th, 2008, the school was ready. The well had been dug, outhouses constructed, a rough kitchen built where a meal would be cooked daily for the children. 66 children were part of our school that first year. They sat in amazement and didn't dare touch the funny-looking, colorful things in the middle of their desks, known as crayons to us. But when they did, their faces lit up as they elbowed their friends to show what beautiful lines they could draw. The meal was cooked by a parent and her young 14-year-old friend every day, collecting all the food from the market 45 minutes away every Monday. Because we were offering their children a free education, the parents were asked to grow vegetables for us to feed the children the noonday meal. Each family was given a little plot of land near the school to tend daily. The children loved being in school and would usually arrive a good hour before class began at 8 a.m., some of them walking 5 to 6 kilometers to get there. At recess, they often chose to stay inside, looking at books or using chalk and crayons rather than being outside playing, which is what they had done all their lives up until their school was built. In the summer of 2009, we were lucky enough to win a grant from 1 laptop per child, which sent over 100 child-sized laptops for our students and 4 university students for 2 months to train our teachers and children. So it was that in the fall of 2009, When our first school, Louvassou, had been going for a year and running smoothly, we heard about another village, Ambouy-Brousse, that really wanted a school. The president of the township had gathered all the statistics and made a case in writing to the mayor about how they wished to have a school of their own. A dream soon to come true. Most of the children in that village did not go to school. It was an hour walk, and in the rainy season, with the mud and a hungry tummy, it was just too difficult for them to do without getting sick. The parents of these children mostly grow green onions and leave at 3 a.m. to walk the 3 to 4 hours to the town that has a market that day, each day to a different village. September 14th, 2009, the dream began to become a reality when a decision was made by the people of the Madagascar School Project to build Tenequip School for the town of Ambouy-Brousse and its neighboring villages. Now, 177 children, ages 4 to 8, come to school every day and are learning to read, write, do math, as well as sing, act, play, and learn about science. In short, they are children being children. Each year we will extend the school one grade higher. One day we hope to provide these students with a high school education. These children also receive a meal a day. As well as starving off malnutrition, this lets us hire 2 cooks, buy vegetables from the farmers, thus helping the local economy. We hope that in the future we'll be able to develop gardens there too, so that school can also become more self-sustaining. Our staff of 22 are made up of Malagasy people, and 2 committees made up of local people and parents are responsible for much of the decision-making. Our board in Canada raises funds, directs materials and resources, oversees the accounting for the project, and sends a director like myself over for some months annually to plan, do teacher training, and offer whatever we can in enrichment activities for the children. Volunteers round out our ability to offer exciting learning opportunities to our teachers, students, and the local population. A wonderful and unexpected spin-off from our building the school in Ambouy-Brousse is that after being unsuccessful in trying to dig 2 wells for water, we found water 1 kilometer away in the mountains in the form of a spring. With an infrastructure of a concrete aqueduct and filter system, we have now been able to bring fresh drinking water to the village. Where once they had to climb down the mountain to get dirty water from the stream, where the cattle graze and the clothes are washed, and towed it all the way back up to their homes, now they turn on a faucet and have sparkling, clean drinking water. We've also been able to bring electricity to the village by way of a wind turbine and solar collectors. As starvation is a very real factor of life in Madagascar, the MSP has developed a way to help villagers during the hungry season before the harvest. Mothers bring their infants and toddlers daily to receive hot porridge at the schools. The elderly are given a bag of rice and oil every 2 weeks, and the adults can exchange their labor on repairing the roads for 4 kilograms of rice to feed their families. Our newest endeavor is to begin apprenticeship programs, allowing young men and women to learn skills to make them employable. 16 women are receiving training in embroidery, and 3 men are learning the skills needed for construction work as they are trained by the engineer and his crew who are extending our school. We hope to further these opportunities this year, researching what jobs are possible and developing apprenticeship partnerships for training programs. This year, we're also building a dispensary with the hopes of attracting a doctor for a day a week and a dentist once a month. You can see by the buildings that the Tenequip School has grown into quite a little villa. We have a 6-classroom school with a kitchen and a canteen. This last summer, we were able to build apartments to house our teachers, a home for volunteers, and a guards tower and storage area. We welcome anyone who feels a desire to come and be part of our project. There's a comfortable house built for you there, and lots of work in whatever your heart and your skills lead you toward. People all want to learn English. There is no teacher training in Madagascar, and our teachers are really keen to learn new methods. And there's always teaching in health, nutrition, gardening, sewing, woodworking, welding, just about anything you can think of. The list is as long as your imagination. If you're not keen to travel to the far reaches of the world, you can help us right there from your own kitchen by supporting us in donations. We're a registered charity, so we can offer you a tax receipt for any donation you may give. We have a wish list from which you can choose presents to give to people who you find hard to buy for Christmas or birthdays. Or like some people, you can ask for donations rather than gifts at your next birthday party or get-together. If you become a member, you'll receive a quarterly newsletter. And if you just want to follow along with interest, you can check out our website at www.madagascarschoolproject.com. It would be a really big help if you could tell your friends about our project. It might be that they too want to reach across the ocean and affect lives of children far away. A little money goes a long way in Madagascar.